listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Good evening. Welcome to Outside the Box. Yours truly, Kate of Gaia, coming at you on criticalmassradio.co.uk. I really don't know where to begin tonight. Some of you already know what I actually experienced last night. For some of you that have been in the loop over the last couple of shows, talking about a couple of walks to the other side with DMT, and yesterday the urge, and again, I really need people to listen, not literally tonight. Do not get caught in the matrix of the literal. I'm going to try to share concepts that are actually beyond explanation, but I will do my best. It has left me breathless. It has left me speechless. It has left me so overwhelmed that I really, really have no words. So what I will do is I will explain in a step-by-step, play-by-play fashion of what it was exactly I experienced in the best way that I can explain it to you. In the simplest terms, I know what Jacob saw. I know what Ezekiel saw. And the whole idea of actually being able to witness what I did and experience what I did is so unfathomable. It is so incredibly unfathomable that even now I find myself breathless in a state of disbelief. So what I'm going to do is I will walk you through as best I can the expression. I think I sent an email to D. He had sent something to me, and of course everything is in perfect order, perfect timing. So perfect that I cannot even put it into words. I'm going to do my best here. It's a bit noisy around here, so to maintain focus may be a little bit difficult, but I will do the best that I can. I'll get over to my email. So tonight is going to be a very, very simple talk regarding, I just have to close the window here. People inside and out. It's all good. It's all good. Trying to keep it as peaceful as possible here. This is not a... Let's just say all I want to do right now is just be. The last thing I want to do is talk. The last thing... And it's the first thing I want to do as well. So let's start out with the journey and the culmination, the results, the transformation of something so profound that the mouthy tranny, lacks words to explain. And regardless of what people think or consider or opinionate, whatever, everything is completely and totally irrelevant to me. This is the master of the 1 + 1 = 2, where everything in the literal is going to try to say otherwise in opinion, conjecture, literalizing it, trying to fathom it from a literal perspective, and you cannot. And I will do my best to share this literally, but stay in the concepts only. Think with your heart, because this is exactly where I went. I got to experience something so profound, so perfect, so pure, so incredible, that the words fail me. And this gift I want to share with you. Now, while I was still in the culmination of what was going on, for some that are in the lighthouse, you saw me post at 1:46 a.m. Is anybody there? I need to talk to someone. And while it might have sounded like a distress call, it wasn't. It was such an urge and desire to want to share this with someone, with anyone. I did manage to get a hold of Nick and, of course, Chris, which I had a very long chat with during... I'll get into that. I'm not sure if Chris is going to make it to the table tonight. I know he had some things that he had to do, but if he does, we'll share what I was talking about last night. And really what I was wanting to do was, through the eyes and ears of another, document this experience, because I wanted anyone, to look on the face that had just seen the face of God. The face, the heart of creation itself. Now, who wouldn't want to share that? And I'm here to tell you that everything is perfect, everything is okay, we're right on track. We're on our way home. It's a foregone conclusion. Stay the course, and I know exactly why. There are many questions why that remain unanswered within me, and I'll get into that as we go along. But needless to say, I did manage to get a hold of Nick and shared what I could in that moment, still in Wonderland, and still completely this is the joy of this. It is a complete sentience, a complete knowing, a full awareness, an all-knowing, physically stepping through the veil. They call it pineal. I simply call it heaven. The halls of Amenti I walked. And right now I am still bewildered, trying to fathom why I was given such a gift. And this is where the concepts really cannot be shared. And until you step through and see this and experience this for yourself, and I'll tell you the good news, those that understand the soul curse of the name and truly know who they are the only ones that can pass through. We are at a point in time right now, this now, that has never, as far as I can tell now, has never been achieved till now. This is so simply profound and so profoundly simple at the same time. The simplicity of lose the name, win the game is the master key that sets you free. That's the key that I was looking for to unlock the last door to walk through. And last night, I didn't walk through. I was catapulted. So here's how it began. And of course, I prepped myself mentally. My intentions were set. This is one of the things that people need to understand, and why this is treated with such reverence. You are walking into the other side, and you don't want to gate crash. You don't want to walk in like you're, walking on someone's wedding, and that's exactly what it can be like if you mistreat this. And the understanding of what I'm trying to share is the absolute humility within self prior to. And my mission was quite simple. And given the first two steps, and these actually, in retrospect now, were steps prepping me for last night. The day before, had one in the afternoon, a lot of healing aspects and what have you. And then later on that night, there was more very different energies, very different All the same, but still very different energies. Excuse me. Of the all mind in all of its glory and forms working on me. And all day yesterday, I could hear the piper calling. Very subtle, very gentle, and it's not a sonic or a sound thing, it is a knowing. So last night, prepping myself, 5, 10, 15 minutes of just breathing and centering and focusing on the purpose of what I was doing. And the purpose was simple: to heal, to clear, to clean, to root out the deepest, darkest things that needed to be resolved in order that I may fulfill my mission of bringing the children home. That was my wish. My mission was made very clear to me the day before. And what I was able to do was center enough, and I highly urge anyone, if you are serious about this, do not have anything on, no jewelry, nothing. As above, so below, as within, so without. And for me, this was the critical point. In order to see the naked truth, one must be the naked truth. Surrender to creation. And I'll get into a Luciferian construct that is here versus the creation reality of what truly is versus this physical illusion. Now, I just want to get to this email. I'm just going to quickly read what I sent to D. There was an email that he'd sent me, and I haven't quite finished reading it yet, but I'd read enough of it to inspire me to just simply let D know, because D has been working very diligently, cracking the codes on such a high level. While I cannot explain what he does, I can totally understand what he's doing, and it's all intuitive. And it's as we're playing along, he is pulling out all of basically the codes, the understandings, the connections on such a level, such a technical, spiritual level, I can't even begin to describe it. But the response I gave to D, while it had a little to do with the email, it had really very little. I just wanted to basically confirm what was being said in the email. Here it is. And I'll continue on as far as the step-by-step and what I experienced. The entire time on the other side was 36 minutes. I went in at 1:11 a.m. and at 1:47 I made the call. I was still in Wonderland, but and of course I'll give you a little play on that. It was basically asking those around me in Wonderland, hey, listen, I've got to make this call. Can you in order to see the Skype and everything else, it was really all the veils had been ripped completely down, and it is such the playfulness and the joy and the bliss of home, come on and play, that I just wanted to share this message. So it was everything I could do to not only type what I typed into the Skype room, but to actually make the call to find what I needed on the screen to call Nick. I tried calling Chris first, and he wasn't there. And then that's when I did the call out, and of course Chris showed up a few minutes later. I talked to Nick, and then right after I got off the call with Nick, Chris had contacted me, and I ended up talking to Chris for an hour or more. And we talk of the breakthroughs. I've mentioned it before, and I have to tell you, I did not expect anything like this. You do not top this. This I know. This is 1 + 1 = 2. And everything outside of what I experienced is completely and utterly irrelevant. centering and that perfection. But here's the email. Hey, as I will be sharing tonight, as best I can in infinite limitations of words, I was given the ultimate gift last night, and I saw the face of God. I broke through, and my soul was made pure in the process. To describe the unconditional love being poured wave after wave, and the infinite feeling of humility and unworthiness in the heart of all creation that was shown to me, the bliss of infinite and complete love compounding upon itself, has no description, and only heard and seen through the heart field. To even be considered remotely worthy of what I was given is beyond humility, and it brings me to tears just thinking about it. The purest perfection of pure, exponentiating itself upon itself, and me as one in the heart of all creation itself. Indeed, my friend, we are home. The piper has called. The resounding capture of concept was simply this. Here you go, kid. You earned this. And I am beseeched to try and comprehend why. You are more beautiful, my friend, than any words can ever say, and I got to experience why. And this was the gift. The gift was a pure soul. And the gift was to know how incredibly I said it so many times. I meant it with every ounce that I could muster. But it pales in comparison to, let me tell you now, how beautiful you are. How incredibly magnificent in the eyes and heart of all creation you are. And I don't want you to believe this, I want you to know this, because I got to experience why. So the journey began. I spent the time prepping myself, and of course, third time the charm, as they say, and of course, third time the charm it was. And I had set aside a little more than usual, because my intention was to have a breakthrough. If that was the reality, to have a breakthrough, that was my intent, that was my wish, that I may clean out and be more capable to be the servant of servants. It's my role here, this is my mission, this I know, and I had everything, I can't even use the word confirmed, that is so shallow in comprehension to what was given. So as how do you put this? How do you put this? I, of course, smoked the DMT and came across me so beautiful and so quick. And it was instantaneous. And of course, it was everything I could do just to finish what was in the bowl. And of course, I prepped myself completely, and I just lay back in full surrender. That was my intent, to surrender to creation, to allow the healing, to allow the cleaning, the purging, whatever. My attitude was this: whatever it takes, whatever I need to do, whatever it is that I need to accept and be part of it, I'm in. I'm all in. Very much the vision of March 15th, only exponentiated, but the same surrendering and the releasing. If you get the visual of Salvador Dali and the Christ with the arms wide in complete surrender and openness. So the journey began, and I found myself in what could only be described as heaven's nursery. The beautiful, knitted. Just think of a nursery like a nursery room for a baby, and all the bows and the pinks and the blues and just a gorgeous array, and of course filled with divine feminine angelics with wings like whispers, gathering around in a nurturing and picking up and holding while they dove in and out of me, pulling and healing and sorting in a most indescribable genteel. And then move to the next crew. It was basically, if you get the idea of the scene of Dorothy and the crew going into Emerald City, and where they were all getting prepped and cleaned and what have you in preparation to meet the wizard, that was exactly what this experience was up until the pull-through, literally like a hurricane, pulled through to find myself in the twinkling of an eye in the halls of Amenti, call it what you want, the kingdom of heaven within and in the heart. And I'll get to that in a second. What happened next was, and again, you're in full conscious awareness, and for me, it's about removing the thoughts to make sure that no thoughts, because the mind is the bastard, corruptible, where the true mind is the heart. And that's where I was centered, that's where I was focused, so it's turn the thoughts off. In such a perfect state of meditation, and as I was able to clear the thoughts, it just got more intense. And then the next cruise came up. For those that have been on the other side, you may be fortunate enough to have seen what I can only call the leprechaunian type essences or entities, whatever. Astonishingly beautiful, astonishingly fun, very lighthearted, and they were tinkering away, pulling stuff out of the spirit, body, whatever, and you could spiritually feel this occurring, and it was like da 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 da, working away, and then of course another crew came in after that, of course working on the mind and pulling things out, almost like scrubbing and cleaning and fixing and connecting. And then the next crew came in, which were a lot more robust in terms of intent. They had a tougher job to do, if you will. So it was like they came in, and the concept carried was, okay, we got to get some garbage out of your soul. And the breathing, of course, is incredible, and the physical, you're actually part of the body and not at the same time. It was the merging of both worlds is what I was experiencing. And then it was as if the soul, my very core essence, the garbage was being spiritually puked up, and it was being urged out and dragged out and scraped out and cleaned out to a pristine state. And this went on for about 10 minutes. This was not a short walk. This was, and during this, I'm thinking, shouldn't I be like, you're still fully aware. This is the thing, is you might as well be like like I'm talking to you right now, fully aware and conscious in such a state of all-knowing. And this thought was going through me, and all I could feel coming at me was, no, you're here. We're going to keep you here long enough to get the job done. And I did mention that I in this state, that there was still a little bit left that I would like to finish in the bowl, if that was okay, to make sure. And at this point, too, this is where the divine feminine essences came in again, these most gloriously beautiful angels, and it's such an understatement of this. If you think of the perfect fairy with wings, like I said, as whispers and in the most intricate and delicate colors, and soft beyond soft and gentle beyond gentle, and they came back in and were doing some basically diving in and cleaning and nurturing, and then the ride began. I'm thinking, well, okay. I of course, talking with these beings. They said, yes, please, so that we can finish this. And I had the notion I didn't really need to, but I didn't want to waste it, and that's the reverence, and they understood and said, okay, fine. So I very quickly, still holding the position, and of course my eyes are closed during all of this, and because that's the only time you're going to see the truth is when your eyes are closed. And so I did that. I'm going right through it all right now. It's very real right now. I can't even describe that because, like I said at the start, I'm kind of sitting between worlds. I have been all day, and it's such a state of peace and bliss and bewilderment of why me? What did I do to deserve such an amazing thing? And don't get literal on me on this. This goes far beyond anything that I could. This is the pedestal thing that I loathe because it goes far beyond anything like that. I don't think in terms of one experience, because I know what Jacob's ladder is with the angels going up and going down, and you are both. And you have. This is those at this table are the ones climbing back. We have been to the deepest, darkest evil. Have been that, and this is where the unworthiness comes into play as we work our way back. And it, as you know, it has been quite a walk, quite a struggle. And this is why so very few find this road, and so very few can walk it. And I see so many of you walking this road. So in the twinkling of an eye, after the soul puking and getting rid of all this garbage, the angel, the fairy, whatever you want to, just the most perfect divine feminine essences filling me and cleaning and as I was lying there, it suddenly got bright, like bright, the light within, and it was like almost like drills of infinite colors and just perfect geometrics, and just felt them come, and it's where and again, I still had the urge to resist, and I had to. That's the remainder of the ego, and I say no. I am full surrender and full trusting of creation. I am here to be tuned up, if you will, to make sure that I can fulfill my role in the state of complete surrender as the servant of servants. And then this reminding myself to let go, surrender, and really put the intent behind it. And at that point, this vortex just came right in to the third eye, for lack of a better word to describe it. And I was catapulted, pulled through this vortex to find myself standing in the reality, the real reality, the true reality. Completely bewildered. Think of yourself being teleported instantly from one to another, and in the twinkling of an eye, and I'm looking, and there was creation, the heart of creation, and in that microsecond instant, my head could not bow fast enough. It could not bow low enough. I could not get small enough in awe. And then the waves of unconditional love started pouring, tsunami after tsunami, in this most incredible bliss. And while at the same time, and I'm crying like a baby, and I am completely surrendered to this, head in hands. And the only thing I could say was, I am not worthy of this. There is no way I am worthy of something like this. Something so perfect. And the more I felt unworthy, the more the waves washed over me, to the point where my soul was literally made pure. That was my gift. And that's where that overwhelming sense of, here you go, kid, you earned this, to my own astonishment and disbelief in the ability to comprehend why something so magnificent could be bestowed upon me. And remember, do not be literal on this. This is my reality, my whole experience culminating in this moment. And all I could do, the joy, the bliss, it's beautiful, and again, bow. There are no words to describe this. And I was there for about 10 minutes. I was in that space, that infinite, overwhelming, unconditional love, wave after wave, in the most pure and perfect place. Yeah, I saw what Jacob saw. I know what Jacob saw. And while I was expecting a breakthrough of some kind, I was not expecting this. And even thinking about it now is, I am unworthy. And there are no words to describe that either. When you experience this for yourself, as you can now, if you know who you are, you've removed the soul contract. This is where you change your mind and change your universe. You have the key now to this door. This I know. I don't think this, I don't believe this. This I know. This was what was revealed to me. And to say I feel blessed is an understatement of understatements. And that glimpse, just that glimpse of creation itself, no words. Absolutely no words. And I really, other than just getting you guys in here to talk, I have no idea what I really want to say or share. I just want to see if, I know Nick was ready to, is listening online. It was dimethyl tamine. And James, I'm not sure if Bill has ever Bill Donahue. But I can fire off an email to him. I have seen the face of God, and they call it Peniel, just to use the allegory of the Bible. What a gift. And I'm just here to confirm for you guys, all of you, that you were right. You were right. You've always been right. You've known this all along. And for those that truly know who they are, that are not of the dead fiction reality, not of the literal Luciferian light illusion, the arrogance of the Luciferian light. And that's all it is. And to experience the absolute arrogance and absolute humility at the same instant as I did last night. 0 point. Bliss, or as Chris would put it, cosmic orgasm, compounding exponentially upon itself in this state of overwhelm. You'll see for yourself, you will. And only those that have the key that we've been talking about will get there. Because this is the first time in our history that I know of, and I'll speak for me. My mission was to find that one thing that was keeping me in dishonor, keeping me as the cause of my own woes. Because everything good is your fault, and everything bad in your life is your fault. You see, that's what it means to accept all. Yes, we cherry pick the truth, but we cherry pick it through all of different areas. What I'm talking about is you can't cherry pick your own life and decide what you were cause in and what you weren't, because the simple truth is you are cause in everything you do. You are master of the domino that you tip. And every thought is a domino that you tip that creates a fractal infinite reality. Best get a grip on the dominoes. And I will tell you this, there is no hope. Hope is for doubters. I do not doubt. For me, all hope has been dissolved. There is only perfection. Hope gives a duality. Hope says there is potential for failure. Perfection simply is. What a ride. What a ride. And I can affirm for all of you, all of the different patterns and stuff that you see, the East Indian culture, the native culture, all of these things were all laid before me, and all of these patterns, and they're all part of the other side, the other reality, and being in a full state of awareness and conscious about it. I got to be the tourist of the universe last night. And as I said, it was so overwhelming, I could not bow deep enough in awe of this unconditional himself, herself, itself in one. It's like, we're just glad to have you home. You made it. So we made it. Put that in your DMT pipe and smoke it. So I'll tell you right now, those that know who they are and want to do this journey, I would be expecting exactly the same thing that I just experienced. And to say that this reality we're in is real is fallacy. This is the Luciferian light, and I could get into a lot more detail regarding that, but the simplest way to describe it is the Luciferian light is the arrogance and defiance of creation itself. The arrogance of thinking that the created can create better than the creation itself, when the created is creation itself. It's the all-in-one, one and all. This is the part that most people fail to see, but many are seeing it now within themselves. We have the keys to the kingdom, this I know. So if you want your little kingdom on earth, knock yourself out, everybody. If you want to dabble and stay dabbling in the physical Luciferian light illusion, playing as children, then carry on. Or you can stand in truth, and that is the only answer. There is but one answer, and you will never get where I got. This was the other message. And I say message, and it's all intuitive. There were no words in this. It is all completely felt. It's heart communication. There's one answer, and it's simple. Stand in truth. Do not yield. It's so mind-numbingly simple. And it just got laid out to me on a on a perfect platter, a smorgasbord of bliss last night. I still don't believe I was allowed to experience that. Never mind experiencing it. The sheer magnitude and power of it. I sit here in complete and utter disbelief that I was allowed to not only experience that, but be given a pure soul. Guys, we made it. It's all good. The course. We have the game. There's the Bob side. That's all I want to do. Oh, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Just got your note, Kevin. Thank you very much. Oh, it's only for the brave. DMT for an hour. Yeah, well, considering 36 minutes from start to finish, and I was still in it when I was talking to Nick, and I'm hoping Nick is on the board. I'm just going to double check here. And tonight I'm going to say this once and once only. I am not interested in literal chatter. I am not interested in details. You keep those for the devil. I'm only interested in concepts tonight. I'm not going to get into any psychobabble, any ego, and I promise you, I will say it immediately because it is laid bare before me. And I will not go gentle into that dark night. So keep that in mind. I just want, if anyone wants to come in, stay in the peace. I don't want psychobabble. This is too pure to mess around with. And if you'd seen what I've seen, you would know what I'm saying, and I'm doing my best to carry this across. Who we got?
Hello there, Kate.
Kevin, how are you?
I'm okay. Is my mic sounding okay tonight? Because when I listen back...
Great.
Oh, well, I'm glad about that. Now, I love how you come out so mellow and so... Oh, it's absolutely beautiful, Kate. Your love is going all around the world. But I'd like to stick on subject about DMT. As you know, I've been sort of in the game for many years.
Yes.
But there's... Now, I want people to realize that it's everywhere. You cannot be away from it by 30 foot. It's in all your food. It's in everything. It's what makes you dream. Now, and when you do start, it can be quite hard to remember. Kate has done it the perfect way. She's got into urine therapy, which has dissolved the calcification around her pineal gland, which lets her remember it better. But there is other ways of getting there. You don't have to really do it. You can get there through starvation, through exercise. There's many ways. So the choice is really yours. But it's like if you do it through exercise or something, it's like watching a TV screen. But if you do it in DMT, it's like going into a 360-degree theater. But there you are. You've got my message, Kate, and you're going to enjoy this, I promise you. So anyway, that's all I've really got to say. I haven't got much to say, but I just don't want people going, oh, it's a drug, because
it's not.
All drugs are emotions that are in you anyways, and that's it.
Kevin, let me make it simple for everybody. If you want drugs, go talk to a doctor. They're pushing the pharma on you. Those are drugs. Those are poisons.
As simple as that, Kate. You're totally right. I've given up doctors and hospitals for 2.5 years now. I won't go to them. And that's it. So, as simple as that. And you're 100% right. So, these are natural things in your body. Now, most of us have had children. Have you ever seen your child just flake out in front of its food and put its face in its food? Well, that's heroin coming out in your kid. It's an opiate telling your baby, hey, it's time to kick. And that's all it is. So when you take a drug, it brings out that sort of feeling, that emotion, and so the natural ones are always the best, and to even call them a drug is wrong.
It's an insult. So anyways, Kate, I'm loving the show, and it's great to hear you in such a settled, lovely place. And I'm really glad you had a really nice time. But I would ask you to do one thing for Kevin, right? And that is to try and have a bath, because water equals truth.
Yeah. So do your pipe in a bath. Okay. And
okay.
Just see the difference.
Okay.
And just see the difference.
The physical womb, the body temperature, and just sit in the womb. And again, just to let people know what Kevin's saying, you're thinking, oh, well, what happened? No, this is not what you enter the world of awareness, of absolute knowingness. You are completely conscious, completely sentient, and then some. You are astutely aware of everything, as Kevin said, in a 360-degree all around. I'm not talking a circle. I'm talking the complete bubble that is exponentially outward. You can't even use the word bubble because there is nothing enclosing it, but it is full vision of soul. It's like when you look with your eyes out of the front of your head, it's very difficult to get the notion of looking out the back. But that's the thing, is you literally, while being completely detached from the prison. This is the only way you can get across, is to be detached from that prison while still being. Again, I stepped through in the physical, body and soul, as one stepped through. This was not an out-of-body experience. No. An out-of-body experience is only half the picture. Yes, you can ask. In-body. It's in-body complete. What this is the oil and water in complete synchronicity and balance. And you are holding both the pillars of Joachim and Boaz, one in each hand, brought together. And that's what, I cannot describe this any other way. I literally understand every allegory that has been shared regarding this now. It has been completely laid bare in front of me. To describe, and Kevin, I am telling you, there is no one more surprised than me in this universe as to what I experienced so profoundly last night. It is real beyond your wildest imaginations. It is so utterly real. You see the fiction of the physical. This is why I have no interest in opinion of literal trying to explain back to me what I experienced, because you cannot. When you see the top of the game, when you know you're at the top, because you cannot do anything but want to get to the bottom in awe of it, in a state of, and when I say unworthy, I can't describe that concept, because it is so overwhelmingly perfect and powerful that you have never, in this lifetime, in this body, experienced it. So for me, it was a complete unworthiness of the overwhelming bliss, power, and joy that was just constant and wave after wave poured over me. And then, after this bliss and unworthiness, head and hands in tears, bowed as low as I could get, the soul, and there was, your soul is pure now. That was my gift. I was given the gift of a pure soul. And for words, that I have none. And while you'll have your new cagers and your people trying to dissect this and that and the other, matter, because I will tell you this: you have no idea until you see it for yourself.
This is why I'm glad I'm really useless with language. I understand everything really, but when it comes to words, they just confuse me. So, anyways, Kate, I'm going to wish you a good night for now. I will be listening on, and I'd say hello to everyone out there, and love you all, and let's keep this movement going. And please, everyone, it's not expensive. Kate's new flyer, The Fall of Babylon, get it printed, get it out there. It has to be seen. for it to work. I'm doing my best. I just got a printer given to me. Woof, it will be on non-stop. And I'll be leaving them in banks everywhere, left, right, and center. Come on, let's see some good photos with them left everywhere. Yeah? It's up to us. We are the ones that are leading this.
Exactly.
Well, we're not leading, we're the one for all. Yeah? We're the circle, we're the completeness. So it's not like one of us is better for anyone else. That is not our game. And it's not to make money, and it's not to make riches, and it's not to have a Porsche. It's as simple as getting the knowledge out there so people can see how they've been taking the piss out of us for years. So please, if anyone can do anything, and even for me, I do a lot of favors for people, please just print and dispose. Thank you. And Kate, I love you loads.
Mirror, mirror, and the love that I'm speaking of is beyond the comprehension of humanity. And it's yours. It's yours. It's waiting for you. It is absolutely there and waiting for you. I'm trying to get a hold of Nick to bring him in, and I'm hoping that Chris will come in as well, because I was able to talk to both of these individuals. Nick, I was still in the throes of the walk home that was so glorious. With it's like the family all around. If you can imagine yourself sitting on a beautiful couch with all of the most loved beings you know in the universe, arms around, watching your favorite universe show. I got someone got some feedback happening here. Someone got speakers on. Or that was weird. Anyway, yeah, and it was like I was trying to get the call out to Nick. I was being showered with these like petals and here's for your walk home and you know, it was astonishing. It was like apple blossoms and the wines and the reds and just incredible. No words. You want to talk about a magic carpet ride? I got the tour of the universe last night, and I got to be held in the arms of creation itself. Nothing is purer than that. Kevin, did you drop off? Or are you back? Or okay, so I have 6. Oh, there you are. Okay.
I did drop off. Am I still on, Kate?
Yeah, I noticed you drop off. I got you back in. So I think in the meantime. Oh, go ahead.
It's late here in the UK, so I'm gonna turn this down because I've got my girlfriend in bed in the next room, and she has to get up. Okay. Thank you for the time, though, Kate.
Thank you, Kevin, and couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you.
And I got to tell you, like talking with Chris as well, having this for like almost a year, but not knowing that I knew what it was, but I knew that I had to, for some reason I knew I had to wait. And of course, meeting Chris and talking about going through these experiences, it's never been that easy to get a hold of others to do this, and that's when it gave me the certainty of beingness to do it. And here we are. Man, you guys have no idea how beautiful you are and how awesome a place you are right now. The gifts of the universe are going to be bestowed upon you in such glorious fashion. You think you've experienced bliss? You have no idea. So hey, I've got Janet's mic open, Mike's mic open. I've got 2661 standard call-in numbers. Kevin's on one. I'm not sure who's on the other.
Hi, Kate. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I was just, I'm just still feeling it, and I love that you share so well. It's just beautiful heart transmission going out there, and I'm just so grateful. Thanks for putting that into words. I know that's hard, but you did it good.
I didn't even come close, hon. I really, honestly, I didn't even come close. But as long as you're feeling the concept of what I'm sharing, and until you experience this unconditional love that absolutely takes you to your knees, where you cannot bow any lower, you cannot humility, you cannot experience any more humility. You cannot experience the gratitude, the overwhelming gratitude, the overwhelming everything of this unconditional love just coursing through your essence and being a part of it, one of it, and part separate from it as well. And it's like the story of the prodigal son, the light, the child, the prodigal child is the better way to put it, that is coming home from such a long journey away from its source, from its home. And the sheer bliss of Mama and Papa and the Creator of all in all one, just incredibly excited to wrap their arms around you, knowing so deep within self that I am not worthy of this. And the bliss, and the more I felt unworthy, the more it came on, and it was just, you cannot be any more humbled, you cannot be any more grateful, you cannot have any. It's so profound. I think this is probably going to be one of the most scattered shows that we've ever had, trying to get this across. But again, Jana and everybody, I'll keep carrying it through just to see, and we'll play it by ear, shall we? Play it by heart, of course.
Yeah, that's the eternal quest. That's just, oh God, I can't say anything except for just love hearing you describe it. I just love it.
We're home. That's all I can tell you. We are home. It is real. You are the ones to do it. And there's only one answer to this game. There's only one. And it is stand in truth. Do not yield. Do not deny it. Because I'll tell you, every time you deny the truth and are unwilling to stand in it, you are costing yourself what I have just described. And this is the wish I wish upon all, what I got to be a part of last night. There are no other ways to put it. This is and this I wish upon all. All. I'm talking everyone. I don't care who you might deem as caused harm or whatever. All. Because I know those that are still in the process of committing harm against others are on the downward trek in order to get to the lowest point where they can experience exactly the bliss that I'm speaking of. Because you cannot experience the bliss without the absolute opposite. I'm breathless. This took my breath away countless times. I had to remind myself to breathe. Breathe, Catherine, just breathe. The whole time, head in hand, tears just pouring out of me. And this incredible, and then, like, eyes open, closed. It didn't matter. There was no. This is what I mean. There was no physical reality yet. I was in the physical. Eyes open, closed. It did not matter. I was there. This was perfection at its finest, and faith of God's unknowable. But you know when you've seen it. say the heart of creation, because you don't see it with your eyes, you don't hear it. It is the complete heart mind of all creation, the Theos Rho, Father, which is the divine feminine source, and the Mother, the modus operandi, the God of your spirit breath, unified by all you, the Trinity, and the child within is the only thing that's going to find truth. Stand in the truth. It's the truth shall, and the truth is the only thing. And I hope I have, with this experience, inspired envy to satiate the ego to want this. If you want this, I promise you want it. You have no idea how much you want this. That's a promise. And when you experience this, you'll know what I'm talking about. And you will come right to me and you will say, Kate, oh my God, you were right. I didn't need to be right. I'm just telling you what you want. And this you want. If you are seeking purity, understanding, compassion, benevolence, unconditional love, humility, the overwhelming, absolute perfection of creation, then you want this. So let that be your carrot. Let the face of God itself be your carrot. And like I said, I was the last one that would have ever have expected or dreamed of what I experienced. And to be allowed to hang out there for 10 minutes or more, and just to go through that wave after wave and wondering, is it, oh, it's not over, oh my God. And
yeah, 36, that's 9 consciousness. So
yes,
9 consciousness, that's perfect. Oh my God. Just so exciting and amazing.
I went into it at 1:11. That was my intent, 1:11 a.m.
Wow. Yeah. How perfect.
Well, I was looking at the clock and around a little bit before 1 o'clock, and I'm thinking, okay, well, and it didn't cross my mind. And I was in the meditation, and when I opened my eyes, it was 9 minutes after 1, and I thought, 1:11. That's my marker. And then the bowl was already set, and lo and behold, 1:11, and away I went. And the rest, they say, is my story. Incredible. Michael, you're quiet. We have a 661 in here as well. I'm not sure who it is, and we have Bob coming in. So whoever wants to jump in, please.
Good morning, Kate. Oops. Go ahead.
Hello.
Thank you. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good now.
Good now. Yeah. Isn't it a beautiful place, Kate? Isn't it a beautiful place?
There are no words.
I just precisely. My knowing has no words. It's I just, from what you shared this morning, just took me back to when that event occurred for me. I was just sitting up on deck naked. There was a full moon, and I was just looking up at the sky with my head so far back that my neck hurt. And this thing just washed right through me, and I just remember sitting there for hours just crying. But it wasn't, it wasn't sad. It was blissful. It was like a cleansing. Yeah, so it's a beautiful experience. Yeah.
Tonight will be a quest of understatements.
That will. Yeah, but like I've been saying, again, words sort of fail me. But I'm just saying, all the answers are really simple, and when the realization is made, life is so easy for me, and I just wish the same experience for everybody on the planet, you know. It's beautiful. Nice to hear Kevin's voice again. Yaki da, Kevin, boyo.
Boyo? Glad you are, boyo. Love the Welsh. And we have, just let you guys know, we have Chris in the call, so maybe, Chris, if you can share my call with you very, very late last night or very early this morning. I'd love to, because I haven't asked you about this. I've talked to you a couple times today, and I haven't asked you, but I wanted to make sure that it was pure so that I could ask you what your observations were last night. Don't forget to unmute your mic. Oh, Nick, you're in too. Okay, both you guys have the floor for a while. If you want to go ahead, Nick. I wasn't sure if that was you on the phone, so please. I got a hold of you, and tell you what, since I got you first, why don't you give the play-by-play of what you got to? I'm so happy I could share it with someone, and I got to share it with you and with Chris. So why don't you give a play-by-play of what last night was?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forget what I was doing exactly, because it was such an amazing experience for myself as well, that I happened to be in the right place at the right time. And so you put a call out in the lighthouse, so nobody was responding, so I waved. And it happened to be me. I feel like there's a reason that I was there to be able to share in that experience with you. And that's what I meant in all your humility. I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but or if I word this incorrectly, but I know that you don't really, you don't seem to enjoy being praised and all that. And so really what I was praising was just the honor and privilege of being able to share the experience, which, of course, we all, you say you're unworthy. And insofar as everyone, I believe, on this planet is worthy, that, especially people who give of themselves as much as you do, are more than worthy. And it's important that you feel that so that you can help the rest of us, I don't want to use the word transcend, but, just evolve, I guess, is maybe a little bit better word, better descriptive.
But just to be able to see it, yeah. Any of what you said works. And this was, for me, it was, I wanted to share this honor with someone, and it is in that absolute unworthiness that, again, see, this concept is nearly impossible to it's impossible to convey, because it is so perfectly blissful, and it is and I hate saying unworthiness because it sounds so negative, but it's not. It is that sense of unworthiness that allowed the unconditional love to just open the floodgates. I can't. They were both equal and opposite and perfect bliss at the same time. And again, it's walking that fine line of humility and arrogance. I'll give you an example. It's like, I got to see the face of God. Ha 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 ha. Okay, the arrogance of that, and then the absolute humility of it, of disbelief, of wanting this for everyone. And I did the call, and I'm sure some people are wondering, oh, what the hell happened with Kate, right? Oh my God, there's something. But it was my sheer desperation to want and need to share this with someone. As I was
right, and
tail end of it, like right there, I was there when I got it. It was all I could do to friggin' hit call my friend, and to type what I typed. I don't know how the hell I did it, because all the family, if you will, were messing with me. It was in a beautiful way. It was just Giggleville.
Well, you mentioned humility. Humility is a form of virtue. And I think one of the things that is forgotten in this world is the power of virtue. That, there's so much can be created and built with just that attribute alone. We've forgotten. All we think about is servitude, and that's what the public school system is training us to do, is to think that the more we serve somebody else, the more we're going to get some. And instead of creating it ourselves. And once we remember how to create this is when we can all experience that. And I believe that, the body produces its own DMT, and because of the, chemical assaults that we're all enduring every day, our pineal glands are about the quarter the size it should be. It should be about the size of an eyeball. It's actually the size of a pea, and it's encrusted in calcium. And so once we start to fuel our bodies properly, we'll be able to defend against the toxins that are there. Maybe we can even stop the toxins. There's 7 new chemicals every day introduced into the environment. And once we do that, we start cleaning things up and fuel our bodies properly. We're going to be able to do this every day. We will get back our ability, I suspect, if not believe, that we began with a telepathic ability to communicate. And so the fact that, just like the shamans, they would go into the other side and then experience, similar to what you experienced. And then they come back, and unfortunately they're put back in the box of something we call language, which is a very inefficient method of communication. So it's really, really difficult. And that's why it's important for someone, a prolific communicator such as yourself, to be able to experience that and at least do the best we can with our limited language to convey those experiences. Because they belong to all of us.
Totally agree. And when I look back at what we've done over the last, 5, 6 months, year, whatever, with the cracking of the Phoenician, the breaking open of the Magic Kingdom, or the Yellow Brick Road, Interstate 60, see the magic and how the sigils and shapes were manipulated to trap the intent and sound in these by definition of another. Once we released ourselves of that someone else's of Phoenician and made it our own, for me that was a very, well, I can't say very, it was a pivot point. So all of these things coincided, like the name that everyone on the planet has in common, that everyone by agreement, ignorant or otherwise, to consent to be something outside of themselves, had them trapped in the soul trap. This is why for me, this information was critical. I didn't know why. I didn't know how deep it went. But I assure you, after last night, you have a master key to the entire soul contract matrix to unlock and set yourself free and step outside of that control box. You all have this. Those that are aware of this have this key now. And then to look at all the languages and the sigils and the shapes, to come to the conclusion that there's only one thing that all languages have in common, and it was something so simple it was overlooked, and that is sound. And then the sound able to take the words and redefine them into the sounds and the intents that I choose, not by another's definition, but by the intent contained within the breaking apart, the shattering of the words through the sound, or the mother sonic, Masonic. Right, and again, the Masonic aspect, thought, the Atlantean, Gnostic, if you will, Hermetics, more accurately, is where I was going with that. It is the Atlantean Luciferian mindset of the physical construct, where on the other side of the Kabbalah and the yew tree that we all are, Yuden, the Jew, the true high mystic, the Lemurians. And it was, last night was a unification of both of these, where one only had half the story. And when you merge these two things, this matrix and spiritual together, then for me, now I see the Luciferian construct of those trying to control through that one side of the equation in this literal reality where the souls are being trapped through the ignorance and the blinding, deafening sound of the light. Remember, light is sound of a higher frequency, so this is why you must see with your ears and listen with your eyes. Look for the things in the reality as they sound, not as they appear. Now that is an incredibly difficult concept to even try to explain. Many of you have already clicked on this, and last night was the epitome and the culmination, and of course this gift of gifts that I was given. I get to be the servant of servants, and in that role, standing in truth and not yielding it. No matter what anyone, and guys, we've been through the mill. All of you have been through your crucifixions. Some are undergoing that right now. Some of you have long wondered why, and then you click on these concepts and you go, that's why. But now we have the keys to set ourselves free. The languages are decoded. It's all in the sound. You know this. The name is the soul trap. That contract is null and void. It was one of deception. Sorry, don't buy snake oil. I am a child of creation, creation itself, part of, never to be separate again. Last night was the unification of unifications. Well, here on another note, Nick, how did I look when I was talking to you? Because I put video.
Well, you have a certain glow to you, and it looks like you're ready to burst with some kind of emotion. I don't know if it was tears or just radiating something that, I don't get to see very often. And I'm like I say, it was something that was important to me because I spent my whole life without hope until about 2005 when I discovered, the Truth of Community. And that gave me some hope. And then every day that I talk to people and, in your group and in the other forums, it gives me a little more hope every day. And to go from zero to where I'm at now, is a remarkable privilege because I've noticed many, many people around me who have been without hope their whole lives and still without hope. And so it's important for me to learn. If I'm not getting things across to people and people are thinking I'm crazy and saying crazy stuff, it means I'm not communicating properly. I'm not telling them, I'm not using the right approach to communicate with them. And so I appreciate you being there to help me with that, and everyone else, all your callers and your other listeners, your chat forum. It's all very, very important. It's the most important work in this world.
It is.
And we're addressing some of the most pressing issues that we've ever faced. And so this is where we belong. You're absolutely right.
Totally. Chris, going to get you to jump in. I've opened all the lines, by the way, guys. I just want to get some feedback from Nick, of course, and Chris. And Chris, are you there?
I'm here. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening. How much fun was that?
Yeah, it was very reminiscent of some of the people who have come back and the lock home and the cheesy grin on their face. But I knew something had happened when you called. I just sensed that something else had happened. And the part that you talked about, the cosmic orgasm, is the thing that I wanted to talk to with somebody that experienced the same thing, and it came along. I think you went a little bit further, so that's all good. So that's another cycle to look forward to.
It's unreal.
Yeah, you were certainly in Wonderland, that's for sure. That's what came across on the screen anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But Kate, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I just want to insert this so you can carry on. During the conversation with Chris, I had a little bit more that I put in the bowl, because what I wanted to share with Chris at that time, while I was still there, the visuals, I wanted them to be a lot clearer, so I smoked a little more, and lo and behold, there I was in complete, absolute, like I'm talking right now, play-by-play, sitting in Wonderland, and was able to convey a lot clearer. I'm hoping that I got it across clear tonight, Chris.
You did.
The soul getting the puke, the soul, and the feeling it physically, and the shivering, and the nurturing, and it's just
Yeah. Well, it's very reminiscent of mine, although I know they're completely different. But in terms of the experience of the all-encompassing warmth and glow, that is a fairly common feeling. When you get there, then the result is that you're pretty much tongue-tied. Most people are tongue-tied, but you've done very well. And there's not much I can add to it, really. You've said it all. I've said what I've said before. It's just we're connected. It's great, and it's a great experience for people who are ready for it. And can I just say, I've got a friend here. Can I introduce my friend, Kate?
Gods don't need permission. That was told to me last night. Carry on.
Just be polite. This is Thomas. Thomas is here sitting next to me. And when I came here, I met Thomas. I've been here for 6 months now. He's been a great friend and helped me out. And I call him sick, healthy guy. He's very healthy, but he's sick. But Thomas did DMT for the first time. When was it? About 3 months ago, 2 months ago. About 2 months ago. And he'll tell you the story how it worked. But Thomas, meet Kate. Say hi.
Hello, Kate. Pleased
Hello.
to meet you.
Please meet you.
Chris has been playing you for me so that I stay up to date, I guess. I'm just one of these people who is always astonished by the variety and the depth of life and how this DMT has just gone so much more deeply. It's mind-boggling. So I've just had a preparatory DMT experience, and I'm waiting for the second one. So when all is right, I'll do it, and I'll report back.
Yeah, I said to Chris and Nick last night. I'm pretty sure I said it to both you guys. You know, the hoping for a breakthrough was there. You know, I've been at the door and tap, and not quite sure I was ready to go through. And given what I experienced last night in the literally getting Cinderella ready for the ball preparation ahead of getting launched into Kingdom of Heaven. That's all it was. And it is right inside you. It is so crazy, fractal, inside out. Perfection. I can't even describe that. But to actually experience what I did, breakthrough, understatement. This was it. Guys, everything is perfect. Everything's okay. Stay the course. We are right on track, and the only message I can convey with that is stand in the truth, stay where you are, stand in that, and the sheer power and bliss that came out of it just by doing that, and what you are doing already, sharing, planting the seeds. Remember, just plant the seeds. Do not trespass the free will choice by the Luciferian intent of trying to change someone's mind. That's the Luciferian. It's simply, creation is all without judgment, is simply accepting all things. And the whole Luciferian construct in the literal is to create opinions and judgments, and you see it in everyday life. Your whole life is based in that Luciferian concept and construct of being trapped in the illusion of the physical light. And the interactions we have with each other are so finely conditioned to compete, therefore creating the animosities, the jealousies, the envies, a perfect construct for the 7 deadly sins, if you will, of which you must turn them all around. So I did a bit of preparatory work, not much. I kind of went from 0 to 60 completely unexpected, especially I no words I can tell you right now, but the preparation, as you were saying, Thomas, is critical. The only thing I will tell anyone that is wanting to go over, please spend a few minutes with yourself centering, and you must be brutally, completely naked, honest with yourself and your intentions before you go in, or you will never get across. This is what it means to stand in truth, stand in your own truth, be willing to have that cleansed aspect, to let go of all of the garbage, to completely surrender to this oneness, and it is. That's all I can call it. If you literally want to see the face or the heart of creation, face of God, Kot, the spirit of all creation in the womb, in the law of truth, K-O-T. That's why you're all Kati. That's what you are. I just happen to be a handy dandy little tranny clue. That's it. What a perfect freaking game. There is no way I can put this into words. Amazing. I had a bit of noise on the mics there in the background, so I mute a couple out. But let's 902 and 302 back in here, and guys, let's just Saturday night. Let's put the dance shoes on and celebrate, because that's all that is left to do now. Don't let the external world.
I'm a new caller.
Hey, how are you doing?
Well, I'm divine. How about you?
Oh, no words.
No words. I understand. No, I don't know. I'm all new to Skype as well, so I don't understand the Skype deal. I've only been on Skype a week, so.
It takes a bit of getting used to. Once you get used to it, it's pretty easy, though, and you wonder why you did without it, because it connects everyone on the planet. You can call around the world for free. I don't know why people still use telephones, to be honest.
I'm working on that, because I want to get rid of Bell completely, because I hate Bell. I've hated Bell for many years, so the corruption of Bell service and everyone else is just, it's unreal, actually, but...
Well, again, it's all part, and I can put it as simply as this now: anything in the legal, fiction, government, religion, dead world is all Luciferian. So,
I understand completely. I'm with you 100% there.
It needs no further definition than that. If you are playing
with
it, so I don't deal on any of the trivialities of it. So I'm right there with you.
I do my best not to feed the energy to them, but how do we end it? Let's end them all. That's my mandate. Let's get rid of them all.
Well, you need to know who you are. This is the magic key that's been given, and it is simple. I cannot put it in words any simpler than that. Take all of the constructs away. This is where you surrender to creation itself. When you surrender to creation itself, what you're saying is you're denying the Luciferian, and you are pushing that construct, that illusion, that false idol, that false demigod away. And I cannot put this into words to tell you that this is all you have to do. The devil is in the details. Any of the literals and the rest of it will just clutter your mind. And this is why, and I can say even further now, get deep, get dark, get quiet, and listen. Turn the thoughts off. The thoughts are the Luciferian mind that has been corrupted. And when you turn the thoughts off, that's when you get into the intuitive heart. And now you're in the 0 point. They are two worlds apart. They are oil and water. The heart and mind are two different, completely different things.
I only think I'm the living. I'm working on it. There is a challenge, obviously, because it's been such a programming for many years, right?
All of us, yes.
I'm trying to accept it all. It's my partner having serious trouble, really holding. I don't want to blame her. I said, you're holding up our progress because you don't want to believe, but it is such a let's call it a mint fuck.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because the mind is mint.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you, Kate. I hear you.
The only thing I can share there is stay the course to not your concern, and those things that are still threads or strings attached to you, and I don't care if they're relationships, I don't care if they're anything in the physical, whatever, you must cut them. As hard as that sounds, this is your test of truth. Can you, because in the process of cutting all of that loose, guess what you get to do? You get to save them by saving yourself. Oh. This is why you do not focus on those around you trying to save them and help them. You are only harming yourself. Know thyself, and they come with you anyway. So if the love is unconditional, then be willing to set it free in order to set it free. And I cannot put that any clearer. That you can take literally, completely literally. You better cut the strings of all emotional attachments, because they're the only anchors that will keep you held, keep your ship anchored in the muck. And
I believe you, because my true empathy is holding me back.
Yeah, that's our compassion. It's been used against us.
Yes. Yeah.
The truly compassionate.
I fully believe that. I fully understand that. It's such a hindrance to us, because we truly are a compassionate species, and we do have. belief and love for each other, and then we make it unconditional, it changes it.
My friend, we are unconditional compassion. We are not a species. We are unconditional compassion. That's the difference of separating.
Species may have been the wrong term, but you're right.
No, yeah, again, remember, this is for everybody, right? Because we're always talking third party. I just want to make sure that the concepts are carried. And this is the joy I get from you guys bringing these things forward so that the subtleties for everyone can be exposed. We're doing this to Kefir. I'd love to hear Paul's comments on that one, because that one was a major chord struck this morning. We do this to Kefir. And Kefir... yeah. And who else we got in here?
This is Liberty.
Liberty, oh my, how are you?
Oh, I'm so happy. I got off Facebook. That was as my alleged legal name. I said, okay, you got to get rid of this, and that was more attached than anything else. It felt so good. It was like, yep, sweet surrender. Just let it all go. And that's how I used to be with my family. It was like I don't know how I'll ever get back on it. I don't really care. If I do, yay, but not as that name anymore. I am not that name. Oh, it was so good. Oh, I just love what's going on. Thank you. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you. And I use Fascist book, or Face, the heart of creation, in the Christ consciousness of the womb upon the womb of spirit. Facebook. In the intent.
Yeah. Well, I'll figure out how to get in some way without using that name again. But now they got it locked up, and I was like, oh, darn. But anyway,
set up
it is all right because I can still talk. And the reason I use the phone is my computer is really old, and not old, it's new, but it was cheap, and the sound card is terrible.
It's all good, hon. It's all good.
Yeah.
To say we have this game is an incredible understatement. And yes, we have Paul joining us. I guess the Kefir comment got him. Paul, no, it's okay. Everyone's still here, so don't think that you have to stop talking. I like to bring everybody in, then we can just feather this around. Paul.
Okay.
What's happening, Kay?
Oh, I don't know. It
sounds like you've been tripping, like. That sounds nice.
Oh, this isn't tripping, baby. This is answer to the universe.
Kabbalah. This is you've had an experience like that's one of those. See, when you meditate on the words.
Paul, I stood on the top of the mountain.
The Ein Sof, the Triad, Mother, Father, and the all creation.
And I looked it straight in the face, if you can call it that. I can't even face. The only reason I can say face is because Fa is the heart, Se is all creation. The heart of all creation. I looked into the heart of all creation, and in that instant, in that awe, like I said, I could not bow fast or deep enough. I dropped like a stone to the bed, face and hands, in tears, unworthy of experiencing that, and that was just,
That's hard. Every Kabbalist says you get this. I didn't consider myself a Kabbalist until about a year ago, when I really started meditating on the words and then seeing stuff in my mind's eye, just like tripping, like you say. And then this is when the downloads happen. This is when you start to get like really, really out there downloads, Katie. It'll be like, what the fuck? Especially to do with biblical studies, because when you hear it, you'll just know it. When you hear it, you'll just go, oh, that's referring to that. As soon as you hear anything, any of this psychobabble religious stuff, as soon as you hear it, you'll know straight away this is the truth of little boxes.
You said tripping twice, so of course the pipe saying, look at tripping. Paul said it twice. Tell them what it is. Okay, let's look at tryptamine phonetically, shall we? It is the trinity of the spirit breath into creation of the magnetic electric, infinitely mine in consciousness. And that's exactly what it was.
Tryptamine. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Dimethyltryptamine, baby. I actually broke dimethyltryptamine down a long time ago, but now I get to know why. Absolutely why. The phonics.
That's what I'm saying, Kate. These Kabbalists, some of them have been doing this for years, and what they're doing is meditating, and then, as I says, the gate, but the gate inside, that's the only gate. This was not barred. And when you want to find yourself, then the mystical number of 11, that's you standing with the triad. That's you standing equal beside them. That's the mystical number of 11. God didn't make 11 when you read the Sefer Yetzirah. You have to become 11. That's the whole knowledge of the tree of life. 10 Sephirot, one hidden knowledge. Now, through the knowledge you shall receive.
I am so humbled. I am so humbled to have been allowed to experience what I did. And the word humble just does not describe it.
Yeah, Ezekiel's real, Kate. This is what Ezekiel's real. That's what it's referring to.
Oh, yeah, no, I know what they thought of you. I was there. I got to tell you, when I was standing there in that instant of realization of seeing that, I was completely, oh my God! I saw the face of God. I saw the and I just I can't tell you. Imagine doing a body slam from 1,000 feet onto concrete, and it was harder than that.
Especially when you were speaking about angels and that, Kate, I was thinking cherubim, seraphim, Ophanim. That's the angels. They're the guardians. They're the ones who look after us. Like, they have got names. And they do like to be praised now and again, like, but that's up to you people who are practicing magic, and it's like they're having these experiences. That's when you have to praise the Ophanim and the seraphim. These are.
Last night, Paul, I got the spiritual experience, the spiritual version of a manicure, pedicure, hair done, body wax, complete spa, sauna, rip and strips here, and on the spiritual level, and a complete dressing, Cinderella. And I didn't know at this point. I just, like I said, my intent was just to experience.
Well, your tights off, Katie.
Well, again, no jewelry, completely naked. Nothing.
Did you get a tattoo?
What's that?
Did you get a tattoo?
Yes, I was talking about that with Chris and Mike earlier. I have a small dragonfly on my shoulder, and that was for me. I was putting my own wings back on.
Oh, yeah.
I was only referring to the tattoo for the naked beach I heard from the program the other night. Just having some fun with you, Kate.
No, that's fine. Again, please have fun. This is why we're here. I got to be seriously. I got to be the child, literally the child of God, and nurtured and carried in such warm, intensely no description love, and carried literally beyond. Carried home.
Interesting, Kate. You said wedding right at the very start. A wedding. Felt like you went to a wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really...
The bride of Christ. This is exactly what it is.
That's true. Like, anybody who's biblical, go and read Revelations. This when it comes together, it's a wedding. That's when we all get to down here and stand one-on-one with the triad and say, yeah, man, we've got it. Become Adam, Kadmon, or whatever you want to call them. Do you know what I'm saying? For those biblical people.
And the best part? It only gets better from here. Perfection upon perfection, and it just went exponential and kept going exponential to the point of again, the more this wave crashed over me, the more unworthy I felt of it. It was that exponential, because in this Luciferian world, in this light, false light, this external past, trapped in the time, if you're caught in the physical,
trapped in a prism,
it melted. Everything just collapsed around me. And I got to tell you, when these most beautiful spiraling vortex drills went straight into my head, and of course that's where there was a bit of resistance there. This is what I was, the ego, the remnants of the ego still, no, stop, let go, surrender, just let go. And I had to put every bit of my intent into just crushing that resistance. And as soon as it was crushed, that's when it was like this spiritual hook came in and said, "Gotcha, thank you," and then rip, and there I was standing in the face and before the heart of creation itself, in awe. And I just, I don't even want to get into any of the. I can't even put it in words. I can't. There are no words for this. Wow.
The other experiences, like.
Are we having fun tonight?
At first I started looking into Kate and I wasn't too sure, and then when I started to meditate on certain words, and then it comes like rain, and you get serious, real heavy, trippy downloads, and it's like, where is this coming from, eh? And you need to meditate on nothing. Just meditate on nothing. I find it very difficult just to think of nothing, but eventually...
Only you'll get there. Only way you'll get there. The only time that you can enter through this gate, and that's exactly what I was experiencing, was the removal of all thought. And I've talked about this countless times of getting rid of the thought. That is the poison. That is the seed, the Luciferian seed of planted thought of someone else's reality, someone else's. And as soon as that cleared, as soon as I could push that last thought out, that's when the shit really turned on. And that's when the door to heaven... Downloads. Oh, that's when the door of heaven...
Logic, everything kicks in.
It's a full state of awareness. I tell you...
They would describe it as a Kabbalistic sense. They would say that's when you're using Chokman, being a mother and father, and you're basically understanding, so you're being well. That's being the straight line, Kate, being in the straight line, and then you can make your own understandings from reading these texts. What resonate with you, it will help you to correct yourself, make yourself God.
For me, Paul, I can say is the text and all the rest of it, having been where I was, yes, all of these are tools. They're all anagogic tools. And once the concepts of them are seen versus, rituals or routines, I can't even... They are completely they're completely relevant and completely irrelevant at the same time. Do not put the focus on the text. Put the focus on yourself, and these texts prove themselves out. Can you share, Paul, with everybody what kefir is? Because I can never. This is the stuff I don't know this.
The only way I could describe it as the source. Like you can imagine the sea, big pool of water. He's Ein Sof, the creator. He's everything at once. He's boundless. I forget a minute. I'll get a text that I'll go. I could go into the true definition of him. But he's boundless, Kate. He's nothing. He's everything at once and nothing at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying? And through that, he created Mother, Father, Chokma Bina. That's the first triad. That's the first, you could say, crown. But he is the crown. He is the Ein Sof. Everything. He's just the source. So, and through that, basically, he's beauty, Kate. To describe him, really. To really try and describe
Paul,
him, it's inevitable.
Paul,
you know what I mean?
Paul, hang on. This is not a correction. I just want to make sure that this is clear. Do not refer to this, and I'm telling you from what I'm telling you, I was there. Nothing tops this. I was there. Do not refer to this as him.
Yeah.
Do not refer to this as her. Refer to this as itself, all source, genderless and genderful at the same time. Because in part of this, I was able to see the absolute purity of the untouchable, divine, feminine virgin that shall never be spoiled, and in its mirror, the most decrepit mirror opposite of the completely touched by all whore of Babylon.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say, Kate. To really try and describe the Ein Sof is impossible. Do you know?
I'm trying my best, man. I'm really trying my best. It's like nobody right now, Paula, and I said this at the start of the show. Nobody can tell me anything in an opinion or an overview of anything literal, because it is so insignificant. And I'm telling you this not because of, this is humility talking. It is not because of any arrogance. Well, I know this and that. Until you see and experience this for yourself, on the top of the mountain, fully never expecting to ever experience this. This is the culmination of an entire reality spent coming home and having it handed to you, and then in the process your soul is pure. That's for you. Here you go, kid, you earned it. And again, that humility of how the hell did I earn this? and feeling so insignificant in the receiving of it. It is so absolutely opposite and singularity, and this is what I was afraid of, Chris. I told you this today. I said I'm not going to be able to put this into words. Literal doesn't work. It just doesn't, and this is the most crazy, awesome movie.
If you want to listen to this, this says here,
please.
It says Ein Sof is boundless. It cannot be comprehended by intelligence nor described, as it's everything at once and at the same time. The Ein Sof, can't be the direct creator, for it itself has neither will, intention, desire, thought, language, nor action, as these properties imply limit, as the Ein Sof is boundless, and would have to become active or creative to create. So basically it's saying that he never done anything, he left a piece of himself, and that's the mother, father, what you see, mother, father, and they created.
Yeah, that's your mofo, your modus operandi of the heart in all of creation. And listen, we got let me see here. I better do a quick shout out. We got 9 minutes to roll over. I really don't want to roll over too long. Like I said, I was torn between I really want to share this, and then I would just really want to just be and really start processing this, because I haven't. Seriously, guys, I am less than 24 hours from this, and to try to bring this to the table tonight, I said to Chris earlier, I don't know if I can hold this together enough to get this across, and I hope I've been able to share that. But for those that want to jump in, we'll roll over for a bit. There's room for 10 people on the board. You can call in at 661-467-2401, and you can Skype in at BTR Listener 050. Had to be 5. I knew it was. And of course, you can been through for the BTR listener 050, just put that in your search for contacts and search it, and as soon as it shows up, just right click it and hit call. That will bring you directly to the board. And once on the board, you can put your hand up by hitting 1 on the keypad on the phone and open up the dial pad on Skype and hit 1 there. Or if you're still unsure of that and you're in my Skype contacts, just let me know that you want your mic opened, and we'll get you on the board. But really, at this point right now, I just want to say a great big thank you to Paul Giovanni and the crew at criticalmassradio.co.uk for this platform that we can sit at equally across the table from each other, complete equals and mirrors of each other. That gift is beyond priceless. And look what it gave, and look what it's done, and look what we as a collective to Kefir, what we're doing. We do this to Kefir, literally. It's just amazing. So again, you got about 7 minutes to call in. We got room for 4 callers, and please, guys, let's share. Let's have some fun.
I'm personally really, confess, I'm really jealous of Chris's Friday night delivery in Mexico.
I know, eh? And by the way, I'm glad you mentioned that. Just what I do for the DMT is I don't have the beautiful machine, but what I do have is I've got a technique now. I've been able to crystallize and vaporize it, but I put it on a very shallow bed of cannabis, so it's sitting on the grass when I do this, and I tell you, oh man, oh man. And next weekend I'm going for an ayahuasca experience, so and I'm going there with this. I just can't imagine.
I'm still very jealous because it's the first time in 20 years I've really run out of cannabis. I've never run out of cannabis in 20 years, but things are what they are right now, which is fine.
Universe will deliver. Let's put it together, guys. Let's put that intention and grant that wish.
Mhm.
Delivery's on its way.
Sit back and wait.
Chris.
Seriously, on the way.
Oh, can we party now, guys? Seriously, I'm telling you, this is the now that we have worked so hard for, and every one of you, in the complete feeling of unworthiness, are more than worthy. And I assure you, when you see this for yourself, you have got a Christmas morning of Christmas mornings in front of you. Reach, and all you got to do is stand in the truth and put that circle of invincibility around you by doing so, at which point heaven's door will open. That is the promise. Take a walk on the wild side. Go home. You'll understand how crazy this... Why did I leave home? I have no idea. I have no idea. I was so stupid.
Hey, after your call today, guess what? Another hummingbird came in the kitchen.
Really? That was 2 today then?
That was 2, yeah.
Yeah, one came in while Chris and I were having a conversation, and I just loved oh my, look, and just the eyes wide on Chris. It was beautiful. It's I'm calling these the Snow White moment. Well, of course they're coming in. You're exuding that energy that Snow White has, and the animals want to come and say, hey, hi, how's it going?
Aloha.
Michael, there you are. I was wondering when you were going to jump in.
I saw this video today. I posted it. It was of the giant rays jumping out of the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if people saw that one yet, but wow.
Yeah, it was going around. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's kind of, here it is. Even it's the kind of, for me, the allegory, it's like the life in the sea can fly in the air also. There's no separation. There's no boundary. The veil is lifted, so to say. There's no more veil. There's no more fear.
That's right.
And
Mike.
Yeah, has anyone seen that one of the puppies released for the first time after being in for animal testing, and they get to experience grass and each other for the first time in their lives after being caged?
Yep.
That is exactly, I watched that, and it was all I could do to fight the tears, and that's exactly what this was last night. I got to experience heaven for the first time after being in this cage and box for so long. It's real, boys and girls. It's more real than you can even imagine.
I said to my partner this afternoon, we were walking through our little parkette, and I said, where are the hummingbirds today? Well, within 30 seconds, 2 hummingbirds showed up to the feeder. Pretty cool.
All you got to do is put the call out now, and this is the joy of the creation that we're in. When the heart is benevolent, put the call out and let nature take its course. Again, it's about acceptance.
Aloha, Mike, because my favorite friend, I don't know, and a wife who I've not met, but my favorite experience Mike and I share daily is a piss. I think we need a new thing. You know, Kate, you sing very well, Kate, but we need a new theme song. Maybe Simple Man. I'm not sure, but
okay.
A simple piss is one of the most glorifying gifts in life. Rewarding. I might say.
No argument here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No argument.
I'm a simple man.
I am just sitting right now. I'm just in a place of utter peace and bliss, center in knowing that all is well. That we love the game, stay the course, stand in truth, and walk through. Just walk through. It is that simple. And wow. Yeah, you just seriously, there's until you see this for yourself, and you will. The benevolent heart will see this. We've already done the long walk down the stairway to hell, or the highway to hell, and that's why it's a quick drop, right? Highway to hell, and that's why it's a stairway to heaven. It takes a long walk back, and in that process, you get to see the you describe this. No words again. It only in the experience, excuse me, of the greatest fall can you experience the greatest high. You can't have one without the other. And what we have done is we have experienced the darkest of dark, and we're the ones on the stairway to heaven on the way out.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was saying to you. Remember Hashem? Everybody
Yes.
look at Hashem. Every time you use your name, you're feeding there somebody's golem. A wee cash golem, usually.
Yep.
That's
Absolutely.
what activates their monster. Hashem. Your name's Hashem, the name. The Tetragrammaton, the name. 4-letter word, the name. It comes down to the name. Come on, fuck people, read your Bible. In the name of God.
Yeah, do not take the Lord thy God's name in vain. That's the one. Every time you use the name, you're taking the name of God, the unknowable name, in vain. It's got nothing to do with using religious words. It's got everything to do with the curse, the Narmer palette, the name, the beast. That is the mark of the beast. That is the not applicable magnetic electric, and that's what puts you under control of the Luciferian light, the false God. Yes, the luminous one, indeed. The luminous one has poisoned the reality with a false light. The light, the true light, is within you. Kingdom of heaven is within you. I've seen it. I've been there, done that, and I brought back the T-shirt. And to tell you the honor of having experienced that simply leaves me breathless without words. Just an incredible, unconditional outpouring of pure bliss, pure love to each and every one of you. You're perfect, guys. You're absolutely perfect. Don't be distracted by the day-to-day stuff anymore. And then, of course, you want to hang out in hell for a bit longer. That's your call. I can't choose that for anyone. And the longer you stay in the literal, thinking that this place is real, thinking that jobs are real, thinking that money is real, thinking that, I don't know, sports, music, I'm talking in terms of the entertainment side of things, the longer you stay distracted in all of that, you are, given what I've seen, you are insane. I know I was insane for a long time, but I'm telling you, after this and the contrast, I got to tell you, this reality, again, I am constantly caught with no words to describe this. Constantly, again, I think over the next few days I'll be able to sort some of this out, because it was such an incredible, 36 minutes on the other side, and I don't know, that's pretty intense.
3 and 6, okay, gematria, that would make 9, so you were in truth. That's basically the gematria would state that.
Actually, when did I post? At 1:47. There's your 12, or 48 rather. Let me go back to it. Go to the room. I'd have to scroll back a fair bit. Hopefully it's not too far back. But Yeah, I looked at it already, and all of the numbers were perfect. Of course they were. What are the odds? Guys, what are the odds of perfection? 100%. Okay. And Chris, by all means, my friend, if you have to rock and roll, do your thing. I'm not going to be staying on for too much longer. It just depends on how energetic everybody else is. But any final words you want to say before you roll off?
No, just everything you said is I concur. It's just it's probably the most amazing thing that will ever happen up to this point. And beyond that, well, that's another dimension altogether.
Yeah.
For this, I think really you hit the end of the line. Ding, 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 ding. You know, you've been on that long train, and then it's time to get off.
Oh yeah. Guys, the magic train pulled out of the station. We're rolling home, and I know this. I don't think or believe this. So put that in your heart and feel that. We're rolling home, and it's all because of you. See how important you are. Your piece is critical, and the simple fact is, removing the curse and the soul contract was the only thing separating me from me. And I'm going to go right back to what Paul said. But Chris, thank you so much, my friend. And maybe tomorrow night we can continue this a bit further as far as your experiences, and we can kind of mix and match. And I might have a better, clearer. It's crystal clear for me, but the words just aren't working. So and
I might have a couple of initiates as well here. People have done it maybe once or twice, and just to hear their perspective, and because there's other people more articulate than me on it, because it just hits me so hard that sometimes I get tongue-tied trying to describe it. So you're doing a great job, but I might have a couple of other people here who've done it and would like to share it as well. Okay?
Oh, thank you, Chris. Much love. And Nick, are you still in? Go have some food there, Chris, and I'll catch up with you later. Okay?
All right.
Much love. Go play. That's all I want to do right now is just go play. And I'm talking eyes closed, lay back, and I'm still between worlds right now. I'm literally still between worlds. The veil is so thin. It is, guys. The veil is.
You ought to become one of us. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had an aha moment when I was listening to you, and realizing, my goodness, that's why all monks and nuns get rid of their name.
Yep. Look at the bulletproof monk. It's when you get rid of your name that you become bulletproof.
Wow. I'm loving these aha moments.
It's that simple. You lose the legal name, the whole notion of having that, and the fictional reality of it, and all of the attachments, the banks, the cards, the addresses, the all of it.
Yep.
Lose it all in your mind and heart. I tell you, when you fully get this, you cannot burn that shit fast enough.
Well, I tried to get my VIN off, and it couldn't come off, so I just put tape back on it, but not the number. It doesn't show, but the tag is still there. But then I wrote Liberty on Vibrant Earth and claimed it as mine. It was wonderful. It's like, yep, nope. It's just beautiful.
Perfect. Contract sealed in your heart. Done.
Yep. This is so much fun. And I do a lot of meditation, so I think I get to 0 point. I was very much a hippie. I'm a grandmother now, so my days in the 60s and 70s brought me to When Comprehension of DMT. And I'm just so thrilled to be freeing myself from those things that were still keeping me here. I am so grateful for what everybody on this at this table and in this room are doing. Yay. We are getting there. We are here.
We're here. We're home, guys. I'm just a messenger right now, and I'm just here to tell you, stand in truth. Truth. This is the message. This is the message.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say. Stand in truth. The rest takes care of you. Mm. In the truth, you will be in the arms of creation. Truth comes from Druid, by the way. True it.
So I was, while you were tripping, I was sitting outside under on a picnic table, and at first there was fog and clouds everywhere, and I just said, okay, just show me that section of the sky where the meteors should be. And it cleared up within a minute, and I just lay there and meditated, and then laid there, and I was having the most blissful experience at the same time that you were out on DMT. It was beautiful. It was an incredible night here in Nova Scotia. So I think we are the ones. All of them are.
Yeah, there was an M flare last night too, and there was we were supposed to have the brightest meteor shower I think in history tonight.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but I saw it inside. So beautiful. If there was outside, I didn't see it last night, but I'm going back out onto the picnic table after this call, and just so happy to be knowing brothers and sisters out there just enjoying life. Yay! Freedom is here.
We're home.
We are.
Yeah, Chris. Kate, there's just one thing I'd just like to share before I choose to close for today. And to everybody listening, all I want to say from my heart is welcome home. Welcome home.
Yeah.
It's been a long road. So I'll love you and leave you. Well, I can't leave you because we're all one, but welcome home.
Yay.
Guys, jump in here. Skater, you're in as well. Everybody, take a few minutes, say your thing, and then we can roll out of here and just be. This is all I want right now is just to be and clarify so much more that I've been through, and I've just wallow in the bliss for a little bit. It's just like I just had the prettiest princess birthday I've ever had.
I wish that Bob goes for a naked swim for me, hopefully. That's what I wish for.
Oh, okay. Bob, you up for it? Not literally, you know what I mean?
Literally, Bob. Come on.
Well,
don't ask for much, Bob.
Of bliss,
my pool's not open yet, Bob.
I have a quick story to share.
What was the question?
It was more like a mandate, Bob. Please go take a naked swim for me because my pool's not open yet. You're over there with the warm water and the warm water. I don't ask for much.
Hey, get out of my mind.
Well, I call it mint, not
that's
mine.
What I'm going to do next.
Mint.
Yeah, that's what I'm just about to do, and the seawater temperature is 27 degrees C, and it's
I am jealous, Bob.
Oh, someone got a call on Skype. Mike got a call on Skype. Skater, you were trying to jump in there, my friend.
Oh yeah, well I was gonna say that I've had one of these blissful experiences that you guys have been talking about. I was kind of done with all the whole searching on the internet and all that, and I just wanted to just look inside, find myself a bit more, and just the whole day I decided to just meditate all day. And when I did that, I was getting really, really deep into meditation, and out of nowhere, I just felt the best feeling I've ever felt in my whole life. Probably similar to how you guys feel in your blissful experiences.
Yeah, you know what, Skater? You know your heart. So again, these are the things that defy description. We do have a little noise in the background, guys. Just remember, all the mics that had their hands up, they're all open, so we can hear everything. It's really sensitive. So, again, Skater, these are the realities we have unto ourselves, and you've had that experience. It is so incredible, and there were really no words to describe it. That's all I can say. So I'm just flowing the agreement that yes, welcome home.
It's pretty interesting. It's like 50 dogs can be barking in the background, and a whole bunch of things can be seemingly like going wrong, but you feel like everything's right in the world and just feel at peace. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Eric just posted something too. Of course, just scrolling down, and I see at the bottom of it EA, and of course you all know the story of my daughter. And it's a quick little post I want to share with you guys. Circumference of the Earth is looks like 40 million meters by the definition of the meter. The divine diameter, or diameter, where pi is 22 divided by 7 of Earth is 100. What do we got here? 127,272,727. Sorry. Wow, it's a bigger number than that. Meters. Crazy awesome. 127272727. There's your 9 consciousness. Divine radius of Earth is 63 meters, and 63 is the mirror of EA. And there's your consciousness to create light instead of remember they talk about yin yang 69. It needs to be 96. From the dark came light, not the Luciferian light into dark, where light rules dark. No, light was birthed of the dark. So there's your EA again, 969696. So just wanted to share that. I just love how these perfect synchronicities, these absolutely brilliant synchronicities, show up.
Primordial light, Kate. Primordial light. It's too bright for us, so it's black.
Yep.
We see it as black, but that's what it is. It's primordial light or Harganoos.
Just incredible. Just incredible. Well, listen, guys, jump in here if you want to have last chat at the table. I was going to open mic again, see if his mic's... Yeah, okay, there you are. Michael, you haven't said a whole lot, so I want to make sure you get your say in. You started, and then, of course, everything's jumping all around here, so my apologies for that.
Oh, Shanti, Kate.
What's that?
Oh, Shanti. Everything's beautiful. Just chilling.
I just say peachy. It's all peachy.
There you go.
I want to thank you for sharing with us, and thank you.
My pleasure, and that was one of the things I said to Chris earlier. We've talked about a lot of things that are outside the box, and it's no holds barred, and pretty much we have just dove into some territories that no one would ever dream of going into, and we did it with vim and vigor. And I'm thinking, how is this any different than other time? Okay, so I saw the face of God. It's all good. What the hell do you do from that? Just the mere thought of it. It's like, seriously, right when I was in the middle, how do I tell anyone about this? How do I tell anyone?
It's like this. Now playing at a theater in you.
Yeah. Now playing in a heart in you.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be doing that a lot.
I'm going to get off and go on that table outside, unless it's raining. And I will be sending love to everybody here and everyone on the planet and every living being on the planet. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Much love. All right, guys. Any final thoughts? And then we'll roll out of here, and we'll pick it up tomorrow night, same time, same place.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead, man. Lady. Sorry about that.
Aloha.
You broke up a little bit there, bud.
Well, I just had one more experience that I think I need to share with you guys. It's about like you guys were saying, getting the light from the dark and the dark and the light. I have another experience in meditation I had where it was, again, very deep, very dark, and out of nowhere, I just saw this bright flash of light, like as bright as the sun. There's no lights, nothing outside of me. And then remember how you say sometimes that God is light, ye are gods, and that was just a direct, confirmation, I guess, of those words.
Oh, agreed. And again, you can take what was said there from a creator perspective and a Luciferian one. And for me anyway, what I've learned is the creator version of it. I know the trap of the false light, and that experience last night, I'm here to confirm those words. They are beyond true. They are beyond anything you can imagine. Bang on the money, spot on, nailed it, going home.
All I can remember thinking about that, I'm like, why haven't I done this sooner? That's just the thinking that goes on. And it's just being right in the stillness. That's what I remember that led me to the place. Just like listening to the sounds around me. Really focusing.
Well, I'll tell you, that's exactly what people are going to experience when they finally just let go of the name. Why didn't I do this sooner?
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm telling you, that's going to be the reaction. And I'm only beginning to experience that now, given what my own personal crucifixion was with getting rid of that and being left wide open to absolute destruction and crucifixion. But in that light, that is the surrender to the reality of, I'm here to take care of business. Get out of the way. And we got Steve Mahon jumping in. And I guess, Stevie, or if anybody else has a last word they want to say, please do so now. If not, Steve, you get the last word.
Well, all I was going to say is that what we are experiencing now and what we are doing now has never, ever happened before. You can look backwards and try to figure it out as much as you want, but you won't figure it out going backwards, because everything we're doing is new. And I had a day today that goes beyond any other day I've ever had. And it is the creation of or the evolution of, or whatever words you want to use for it, of a new species of human. And it's just new. It's not old. It's not a recreation.
This will be the first time in humanity's history that it will be free.
Exactly.
Is that profound enough for everybody? That's the threshold you're standing on, and that's the threshold you created. Any questions? I guess not. Well, if anybody else, Steve, you were saying that, and I was talking about that today. This has never happened before, never. And that was
I tagged you this morning early. It said morning to you, and then I got slammed with this. It's not a higher level of energy. There's changes that are happening right now that are so immense on a organic level with the earth, and I can't hardly find words for it. Look at it in the night sky, look at it in the morning sun, look at it all day long. The energy levels are never have been here. Everybody has searched the past into ancient archaeology, trying to find where we should have been, where we need to be. No, this is all new, folks. We've never been here before. That's why we don't know what it is yet, but we're creating it as we go, and it is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Indeed it is. I think those are prime words to to finish off on. Anybody else want to jump in? It's going to roll out here. Guess not. All I'm going to say to you is the unconditional love that is coming from Creator Source is something so profound that when you experience it, you will feel unworthy of it. That's how powerful it is. If something can make you feel that unworthy, it is most worthy to chase. And the only way you can chase it is standing in truth, knowing thyself. And we've talked about it. You all know what to do. There is no excuse. Get it done. The children are counting on it. And I, for one, am here to bring them home. And woe betide anything or anyone that gets in my way. They're getting in the way of the heart of creation itself now. And it is done. It is accomplished. Just know that. Put that in your heart and hold it. Don't let anyone stand to post. Do not yield. None shall pass. And stand there. The shields are up. I can't even beyond that. It's pointless to continue saying it because it's just so. Just do it. Just get it done. And that I will just say, I'll see you tomorrow night, and much love, and thank you guys for coming aboard tonight and sharing the experience. And a special thanks to Nick and Chris as well for last night to be able to share the experience in real time. And what an honor to be able to do that and have someone there. And so thank you. And all is perfect, all is well. And that note, I just want to say another thank you to Paul Giovanni and the crew at criticalmassradio.co.uk. Universe has this one. We'll carry it from there. So much love to everybody. And sweet dreams and happy meteors tonight.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.